The Jujutsu Kaisen manga is finally back after its little over a month-long break. Today we have chapter 153, which is still set up for the Culling Games, but from the perspective of Yuji and Megumi, alongside the official reveal of a Jujutsu sorcerer who's been hyped up as one of the strongest in the series since early Jujutsu Kaisen, the one and only Hakari. Let's begin. Before getting into today's review, let's first go over what we know about Hakari to get a gauge of his overall power. So the most important thing is Gojo saying he can potentially surpass him alongside Yuta in the future. And Yuta also stating that Hakari is capable of being stronger than him when he's serious. So with that, Hakari could potentially be the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in the world. I personally don't think so, but from those statements, he's definitely on the higher echelon. Before I continue, make sure you're subscribed, and if you're an absolute mad lad, check out the other stuff in the description like the Discord and Patreon. Now back to the video. The chapter begins with Tanga telling Yuji and Megumi where Hakari actually is, and how he's a bookmaker for gambling matches, which consist of hand-to-hand fighting without the use of jutsu powers, but they are jutsu sorcerers who are fighting, but they do have human spectators, and that's why they're not allowed to use jutsu power, because the human spectators can't actually see it. But we also learn more about Hakari, such as Megumi saying the following: Hakari was suspended because he disputed with the higher-ups, so the higher-ups of the jutsu school. Now he's also violating the jutsu school rules, so he just doesn't care, just doing what he wants to do. And we have Megumi and Yuji who are pretty much removing their uniforms, so he doesn't get, also they have a higher chance of getting into these gambling matches to participate. With Megumi also reminding us that a bunch of the seniors told him that he's an absolute jerk, but Yuta also said that Hakari is stronger than him, so reinstating his overwhelming power we'll most likely get to see in the coming chapters. We get a sequence of Megumi being a badass to get them into these gambling matches, but Hakari himself saying he doesn't like Megumi, so only Yuji is to fight in these gambling matches. And from there we cut to Yuji getting ready to have a first official fight, with an explanation of the rules a little bit and stuff like that, and going over their game plan. However, we soon learn that this isn't really focused on the fighting, it's more about making money, how it's actually more of a business than just an underground gambling thing to watch people beat the shit out of one another, with well-known fighters actually having scripts they have to follow in those fights to get spectators more engaged in what's going on. So that's pretty cool, and it does show a little bit more of Hakari's personality and who he is as a person. Doesn't care too much about really anyone, just wants to, I guess, make more money from these matches, and having crazy entertaining fights is the best way to do that. So we have Yuji who's having his first match, and guess who he's fighting? We have the one and only Panda who has arrived, so he's also fighting in these gambling matches, most likely to get to Hakari as well. But as we know, thanks to a few chapters ago, his, I guess, father has died. That's a very sad chapter, but now Panda's here, and I'm guessing when Yuji, Megumi, and Panda meet up with Hakari, they're going to be like one squad to enter into the Culling Games once this little mini arc is over, I'm guessing. So the fight between Yuji and Panda begins, of course, without the use of Jujutsu sorcery, so both of them are nerfed severely, but I would have to point out that Panda, or pretty much anyone in the jutsu world, is nerfed a lot compared to Yuji, who, regardless of his jutsu power, he was already a freak of nature when he was a regular human. From there, we quickly cut to this girl and Hakari sitting in a back room watching the fight on TVs. We don't get the official reveal of Hakari's face here, but we just get a quick little conversation between the two, and how there aren't many strong unknown sorcerers who can beat, pandas because they're overwhelming physical strength. From there, we cut to the fight with them saying the following to one another: Panda senpai, did he manage to see Hakari? His response, no. We know each other, so he's not wary of me, but he's avoiding me. There's also another third year whose curse technique is a problem. I'm guessing that's the girl who's alongside Hakari in this room here. She probably has a unique curse tactic that is, I'm guessing, limiting people from seeing Hakari or something like that. But back to the fight, of course, Yuji was able to win fairly quickly. He was easily able to overpower the likes of Panda without the use of Jujutsu sorcery. We have people who are, cheering for Yuji in that match, respecting his power. And then we cut to, I guess, the official reveal of Hakari. First, this is him talking to someone on the phone who watched firsthand Yuji's fight that just finished. This is him saying the following: When the match is over, bring Yuji to the roof. because he's going to win every single match he's in. Moreover, he moved 3-dimensionally to attract the attention of the customers on the upper floor, so to attract the attention of the humans who wouldn't be able to see him if he went with full power with, Jujutsu sorcery and everything like that. I can craft books worth of scripts using him, so of course the main motive of making money with this gambling match is, or with this whole gambling underground ring thing is, the main motive of Hakari. With the motive of avoiding Panda being present here, as he says, don't I always say to strike while the Panda is sleeping? So for some reason he wants to avoid Panda by all means. And we get the official reveal of the girl next to him, who's also a Jujutsu technical school 3rd year, which is pretty interesting. I'm guessing she is the one with the unique ability. And the guy on the ground floor also says, what should we do with the other brat? I'm guessing this is referring to Megumi, who's actually listening to the phone call, I guess, or it's just the guy thinking about Megumi or something like that. He replies, continue to stay alert. I'll send Kiara later to keep an eye on him. That's the girl who's also a 3rd year that was next to him. So I'm guessing she is quite capable, well, if he's willing to send her to deal with Megumi or to make sure Megumi doesn't do anything that he doesn't want, I guess. And he also mentioned in the final panel that he's getting excited for what's going on with it, also showing Yuji, Panda, and Megumi. So I'm guessing next chapter we're going to see Yuji meeting Hakari. I guess we're not going to see Panda and Megumi, see him next chapter. It may only be Yuji, which could be an interesting interaction between the two. And I can't wait to see Hakari's power to get a sense of what Gojo and Yuta said was actually true. I'm guessing it is true, with him seeming a lot more chill than what I initially expected, which I quite enjoy. Of course, he has that drip going quite hard, and I guess his girl next to him is his girlfriend, and we're going to get a lot of her involvement throughout this little mini arc. I'm guessing by the end of it we're going to have all of them heading out to the culling games. Maybe Yuji is going to fight Hakari. That's where we're going to get a sense of his power. Maybe he's going to clap Yuji or something like that, and then see what Yuji is capable of or his potential, and feel, interested in him, wants to tag along and see what's going to happen with the culling games or something like that. But he also does seem to be driven by his own motives, whether it's to make money or something else. So I have to wait to see what's going to happen with that. But yeah, that should be everything for today's chapter review, guys. Hope you enjoyed. As always, shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon. Absolute mad lads. But yep, that's it, guys. Peace.